palestra já vai rolar agora às 16 horas na sala 5. Você está convidado. Você é o meu convidado especial.
Very good audio. Okay, good afternoon to everybody. I will take you very much the attention, you know. Very, very interesting thing. You are having the opportunity to know more or less how is the winter in Rio de Janeiro. You know, it's more or less like this. It's the high winter, you know. Let me start now. Let me explain to you that here is a photo from when I first made my first loop. It was made in wood using coaxial cable, and I break some technical laws to make this as antennas, but I will try to make these demonstrations quickly, you know, and the most objective possible. AlexLoop portable magnetic loop antenna. Who is Alex PY1AHD? I am a guy from 70 years old that I have a great passion from portable communications. My first communications was going to the field for a beach, take my radios and antennas and something like this. And for the last 50 years, my passion is outdoors radio communication, ham radio. Magnetic loop antenna exists for more than 100 years. Here are some proofs in Britain and then Balkans War. The people there was using magnetic loop antennas. I have started my portable magnetic. Now it's a little bit something like 25 years ago. Here's a DNA proof of my pioneering in portable magnetic loop antennas, you know. Here's my book notes. On this time, there is very few information about magnetic loop antennas. There is nothing. You need to go to libraries, something like this, to have information, because on the web you have nothing to learn about. So I need to make experience cutting the irradiator and writing the results. I have broke 5 magnetic loop paradigms. The variable capacity, what is the recommended? What is the wizard says about magnetic loop antennas? That the capacitor must be on the top, the excited loop on the bottom, the radiating loop may be with need to be with a solid connector or conductor, and the radiating conductor needs to be soldered to the capacitor to avoid any kind of losses. I have broken all those paradigms. The first thing I have inverted, because it has a portable system. I need to have something that was balanced. I need to have the capacitor at the bottom and the loop at the top, the excited loop, the small loop at the top, and the capacitor down. It will make it more easy to handle for the balance on the weight. Then the people said the coaxial cable is completely forbidden. When I started to study this, could not work, and I have many experience. And I was talking to the world using coaxial cable loops. Then you could not have soldering points. And I use PL259 connectors, and the things works. So it's the same story as the bee. If you prove that the bee can't fly because the size of the flies, it couldn't possibly fly, but it flies, you know. So there is something hidden on the history. Here's the portable magnetic loop patent in favor of my name, Alexandre Grimberg. Here's my first experience on a falsification on this time. And January 2002, I have these models. And I have made the first remote controlled radiator portable loops using a trombone time capacitor. I have made a very interesting loop using PC boards, one sliding over the other one. And I take the sliding PC board with, you know, there's a coaxial cable on the top, and there is a mark on an acrylic piece for the frequency that I was running. This antenna have only 700 grams. It's very, very light. And I could make some very interesting contacts with this. Now I have this one was published on CQ magazine many years ago, when I have a sliding capacitor associated with a cylinder filled with water, moving the sliding part of the top of the capacitor. So this thing stays on my belt, and I could adjust the frequency. If you saw the cylinders over there, you see a mark of 24, 8 megahertz, 21, 18, and so far. Here is the Coke loop. The Coke loop is a magnetic loop made with Coke cans. I will show a movie so you can understand what I was searching for this antenna.
Boa noite, Sebastião. Boa noite, Bira. Boa noite, Marcos. Deixa eu mostrar para vocês aqui esse engenho aqui que eu preparei. É a loop convencional, como vocês sabem, só que o loop está embaixo. Nessa posição aqui eu coloquei uma seringa de injeção. Ela está conectada mecanicamente a duas latas de Coca-Cola Light e ela escorrega por dentro da outra. E eu estou fazendo a sintonia com isso, por isso que eu estou impressionado como é que essa tralha chegou. Se vocês podem ver agora, que aqui a frequência sobe.
This is the cylinder that is in my hand.
Vou tentar pegar a minha mão aqui mexendo na seringa, para vocês terem uma noção. Olha aqui, a seringa abaixa, pressiona e ela volta.
So these are used to tune the antenna. This is a variable capacitor made with Coke cans.
Olha só, de novo. Tá bom, gente? Eu vou te ligar agora, a seringa na minha mão, controla a frequência de ressonância. Deixa eu abaixar aqui. Então agora dá para ver mais um pouquinho. Aqui e aqui. Eu tenho mais ou menos uns 4.
Okay? So this is the Coke can. It's the first experience to make Coke can antenna using the can has a trombone capacitor remotely tuned by water. Here is a very light antenna that I have made with 688 grams, showing a capacitor that I have used to change the frequencies, resonating frequencies. Here is a small loop that I have made to be applied to a handy talkie. It's a single sideband handy talkie, and I have made some very impressive contacts with this. With the equipment in my hand. I was trying to find out a way, since a little boy, one day that I will have a very small system in my hand that could make me talk to another countries, you know. So this one I have talking to Russia, and this here is a contact that I have made to Argentina. I am talking around 1,005 miles away, using only the radio in my hand. Then I have here another antenna made with PC board. I have the PC board here, and I have another. If you see the right side, there is another cylinder that makes that I have a variable capacitor commanded by the water system. Here I have the table antenna. This one is a stealth antenna, and I have a magnetic loop mounted on the inner board of a swimming pool antenna. This is completely disguised. Nobody could know that you are sitting on a swimming pool using a magnetic loop antenna. Here is how I have made it. This one is a try for make a very thick magnetic loop to get better performance. Because the thickness have influence on the results of the antenna. I have used it here. There's foam, swimming pool foam the childs use, you know, to be on the swimming pool. I have used this, and this all covered with kitchen aluminum foil. Aluminum foil and polyester film to make this. Here I have the first try to make a remote tuned antenna with indication, with an analog indication of the frequency. And I have used here on the right side, you can see the motor control potentiometer used to control the volume of the earlier Wi-Fi equipments. So this one to have a remote control, and this motor associated potentiometer was in charge to raise the sound and lower the sound. This is another control that I have made on this button. That's the first try, and I have all the control, remote control, inside a piece of a 1-inch plastic tube. And this thing here is a flashlight. There's a dynamo flashlight that I use an emergency to charge the inner batteries of the command of the remote control. Here is the magnetic loop applied on the back, and here I have a variable capacitor control made on a lamp, a security infrared light. I used this antenna outdoors at my home for a long time. And I have all the circuits to control the motor inside a mouse. I have mounted all the circuits, this area here, inside the mouse. So I have only these two connectors here. One is the power supply, another one goes to the antenna. When I press these buttons here on this sequence, when I take the left and the center, I have fast down, then right and center fast up, and left and down. Here's another remote control that I have developed with a galvanometer that was the center, and showing if I go up or down on the frequencies, selected frequency. Here is my first try for an application to control the magnetic loop antenna. I have a program written for Android with Arduino that I could remotely command the motor of the magnetic loop. With those two bars we can see at the left, I have the first one to tune, and the lower one for fine tuning the capacitor. Here is the second version. On this one, you can see this. I have an improvement that I press each of these, I touch each one of these buttons, and I go directly to the band that I'm looking for. For example, 10, 12, 15, and when I go there, just fine tune and everything will be okay. Here is the mat loop. The mat loop is a magnetic loop mounted inside the border of a standard beach mat. It's very good because you can roll it and take it to the beach and something like this. Nobody knows that you have an antenna that is covered from 10 meters to 40 meters. Here, There is an arrow over there, a blue arrow, showing the record on the Hall of Fame of HF Back Group for the biggest distance achieved on portable loop contact. I have talked to a guy in England using my loop with my radio hang in the net. I was operating portable pedestrian. This is a very interesting thing that I love to do, because the AlexLoop, when I designed it, the AlexLoop, I have designed with a handle, and I can turn the capacitor button with my thumb. So this allows a portable pedestrian operation. It's a new thing and a very excited thing to make while walking and talking on AHF. It's a very interesting operation. Here is the confirmation of the record with G0 Sierra Bravo Washington in a pedestrian mobile, the way that I was. This is the way that I am running this system. On the left is the photo of my system in working. You can see that the boom of the antenna is wood made, because it is one of my first prototypes. Here's the guy that I told, and he was using, after some time, he bought an AlexLoop. Here's the first version. The first version of the AlexLoop goes in a box like this with with copper tube squeezed inside the box. This was the first unit. Probably I have sent 30 or 40 units this for friends all over the world. Here is the starting point of the current model of the AlexLoop. I was requested by Steve Silverman, Kilo Bravo 3 Sierra 2, and Steve asked me to make an AlexLoop to take to Galapagos Island in Chile. And then I have designed this antenna special for this mini DX expedition that Steve will realize. And this was the starting point for the AlexLoop that we have nowadays. Here is the operation on a boat and the possibility to use the AlexLoop inside on a window. So I take the plane for Hamvention 2009. It's the very first time that I have decided to present the magnetic loop antenna here in US. I was with a friend of mine on the parking lot on the flea market. We opened the car and we are exposing the antenna here. And here is the first time that I have shown the antenna. You know the circle? Nobody knows. Nobody knows about this. Let me explain a very interesting thing about this. I was there, the parking lot, and there is a guy who had standing up, seeing the circle, and keeps on this position here. So I have asked him, what are you looking for? What are you doing? The guy said to me, I am just waiting here for the moment till you put fire on this thing and the dog will pass through it, you know? Okay, so nobody knows about this. And here's my the first time that I worked with Hal from W4IT and Barry. Probably many people here knows about Barry. He's a very well-known people, and ham radio in the US. Here is all the magazines have published articles about my experience in magnetic loop antennas. Actually, there are 50 magazines. This is a CQ magazine, CQ Radio Spain, Ham Radio Japan, August 2008, Funk Amateur, Germany. This is Czechoslovakia, here QST, CT Ham in Japan. Here's Sweden, Switzerland. Here is, I don't remember, Ireland. Another publication in Japan. I have some, my six times my article have been published to a group called MLA 48. Is a group for very clever Japanese ham radio operators that are working on magnetic loops. And I have the great satisfaction in 2015 to be the honor to be invited by them and for a dinner and for a great commemoration over there. This is a key ham magazine when we publish here on the front cover an article, and here is my hometown in Rio de Janeiro with Sugar Loaf, and also operation on side of the beach like this here. It's a beautiful place indeed. You can see on the right, there is a complete station. This is a complete QRP station that can be mounted in any place in something like 5 to 10 minutes. You have this station complete using the AlexLoop, and I'm using this time a KX3 radio. This is another view of the thing. I have a drawer, and I have an afterbite, and I have everything that you need for QRP operation, you know. Here you see the afterbite, the flashlight, the Sweden knife. And I have a very little camera. You can see on the gooseneck a camera that was made to record my rare long distance contacts. Anytime I was ready to record, anytime there is a very difficult contact, I press the button to record it. I have a piece of this recording here.
Papa Yankee 1 Alpha Hotel Delta QRP. Okay, it's Papa Yankee 1. BY1 Alpha Hotel Delta running 3 watts, okay? Running 3 watts, okay? Okay, that's right. Papa Yankee 1 Alpha Hotel Delta Alex running QRP. Let me check with my camera is working. I'm making a video, okay, Emil?
So this is the video. And now we can see here many photos, a gallery of photos of hams in many situations. On the top here, the right, we have a very well-known ham radio, very known by Sota, who calls Mike Obridge from Texas. This guy have 2,800 DXs using FTH-17 from Yezo and AlexLoop antenna. Everything is registered. More photos here. In all situations, I have many. I have a problem with 300 or 400 photos. Of course, I haven't put all of them here, but you can see the quantity of the... this is a very interesting thing. At the top left, there is my daughter, who was traveling in Barcelona with her husband, when I saw a group of ham radios using an antenna very similar to the one that you see at home his father making. So this guy was playing with AlexLoop over there in Barcelona, and he saw it accidentally, you know. Here's another. This guy is the Japanese guy in charge from aircraft maintenance in Japan. Here, this photo here is for my presentation at for the JCOM in Japan, who is the AlexLoop representative company in Japan. This guy is a guy that works in emergency situations in Japan. He's a cardiologist that is ready to take care of the people in tsunamis and hurricanes and something like this in Japan. Here's my factory, you know. One of the most important characteristics is I make this antenna all by hand. All the thousands of antennas that have been in use all over the world, I made by hand from the first screw to the final test. I am very proud to say this because I do not have any factory, I don't have any place like this, and I stay at home day and night and day making magnetic loop antennas. Here is my place that I make radio while making my antennas. Here is my living room before the AlexLoop, and this is my living room after the AlexLoop, you know. My wife adores it, you know. And here is my shack. So the portable magnetic loop antenna is a better solution for antenna restriction. And the great pleasure that I have in this history is that I'm very proud. It makes very good to my soul to know that I have bring back to the hobby thousands of ham radios all over the world that are restricted ham. They could never have the idea to play radio anytime. They come back for the radio after the AlexLoop antenna. Here's the very easy way to use it with a clamp, a $1 clamp. You can take and put on a balcony. Here's a show how easy it is to make something like a picnic table device. All inside the bag station, we have a tripod, we have FT817, and the AlexLoop inside of it, and you have all the station at your hand. Here I teach how to make the support on the leaflet, AlexLoop leaflet. There's a way. Explain this. This is the delta weight. It's 999 grams. This one gives the great possibility to use the antenna even in your hand. Sometimes you will have a very beautiful QSO on the way and a very interesting place. You just put, you hold your antenna, then turn your thumb, you are on the air. No trees, no poles, no supports, nothing. No tripods, only your hand holding an antenna. Here is 34 ounces of praise, the weight in the American measurement. Here is the way to tune it with the thumb. Here, this guy is to show you that he bought his AlexLoop, take the car, and he's talking to Russian from, I think, in Virginia. He is in Virginia.
QSL, Yankee, Oscar 4, I think I got it on tape here. So, thank you very much for the contact from Maritime Mobile and Best BX from Blue Dot Mountain, Pennsylvania, over. Yankee, Oscar 4,
This is the time that I went to Ham show in 2015 that I have the honor to be invited by Yezo to participate on the show showing the AlexLoop at Yezo booth. He is the man here who have the AOR, a very well-known company. He's a way that any one of us can make a very, very quickly and easy magnetic loop. You can return to your home and find out a piece of 2.5 meters of coaxial cable, an old capacitor at your drawer, and you in no more than 2 hours you can have a magnetic loop. You have a capacitor on the top. You have the diameter of the excited loop that goes to the radio is 1/5 of the size of the outer loop. So following the simple rule, you can have a magnetic loop in minutes when you go back home. It's very easy, simple, and very, very easy to do. Here is the Alex mic. The Alex mic is a product that we have developed for the KX2, KX3 radios. KX2, KX3 are fantastic radios, but most of our generation boys that love radio have our listening capabilities decreasing along the years. So I have developed this to this is the actual audio that we can have from the KX2. It's quite different. So this is the audio that you can have in the Alex mic. All the products that I have developed is for my own needs. So the friends became very impressed with the results, and now I have a thing called an AlexTune. AlexTune is a small device that was prepared to make the measurement of the current that is circulating around the loop, to make the tuning easier than ever. It's very easy to use. I have it applied here at the right side of the antenna. Is a little box that you have here. There is a clip, and very easy to connect. Only press. Let me do this. Okay, here's the right way to hold it. You know, never use in the middle. Take it this way here. Was proposital this. You know, like this is the AlexTune over there, and the new model I have put the inside the box. So I have a way that there are thousands of these antennas circulating. This little box is very good because like computers that have the computers not updated, you need to update, you need to buy the new one. So this little box, you spend something like $40 and you have updated your antenna for the new model. So let me see here. Okay, here is showing the AlexTune, how it works.
Hello from Rio de Janeiro, here is Alex, Papa Yankee 1 Alpha Hotel Delta. I would like to show the AlexTune. The AlexTune is the new product of the AlexLoop family. The first one is the AlexLoop, the second one the AlexMic, and now we have the AlexTune, that is this very small device here, only 12 grams. Your loop is extremely light, the AlexLoop less than 1 kilogram, so it's only 12 grams. The only thing to do is to clamp this here on the coax, like this here, on the coax connector, like this. We clamp here, and then we can use the visual help for a perfect tuning. That we press here, We have port 1, port 3. Okay, here you go. And we have the light to max.
So this is, and here I would like to express my special thanks to my wife, who is enduring my ham radio methods for near 50 years. He's here in front, Miriam, and she traveled with me all over the world, you know. And now this section of questions and answers. Let me, okay, sir, please.
Tell us this. Did you use theoretical calculations or trial and error?
I have begun my experience all with trial and error. There was no literature, there was no information, so the only research that I have was testing and checking what was going on, you know.
Okay, so follow-up question. Have you experimented with multi-loop?
Yes, I do. My conclusion about multi-loop antennas and what my gurus, what the literature brings to me, is the performance of a magnetic loop is given by the inner of the circle area. So when you have more than one turn, 2 turns, 3 turns, you have more inductance, so you can tune your antenna with lower capacitance. The other advantage is this: you have no more gain because the gain is given by the inner area. This is the way the thing is. So this is the reason that I do not make multi-turn antennas.
Does the extra turns, know that if the extra inductance lowers the capacitance, does it have any effect on the efficiency?
Yes, effect, because considering that you have more internal resistance on the loop, you have lower Q and lower efficiency. There are another studies that put more turns, increase the resistance and lower the efficiency.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, my pleasure, sir. Please.
In your antenna, do you use a 2-gain capacitor or what's the capacitor?
Okay, I use a 2-gain capacitor wired in series. Okay, so I have the half of the total capacitance, but I am avoiding mechanical contacts. The idea is use butterfly capacitors, but I use the split type because I have more range. On the butterfly you have 90 degrees, and in the split type you have 180 degrees.
Okay. Have you experimented with V-shaped loop antennas or a half loop?
I haven't. I am very curious to experiment because this is a very interesting technique to use to make on cars and something like this, you know. I will try someday. I have on my plans. Thank you. Yes, sir.
There are about several ways to connect the feed loop. What do you use?
Yes, I use the most simple way, you know. I have heard about Faraday loops. By following my guru's rules, they said that it makes no matter and make the Faraday loop or the simple loop. So I use the famous KISS theory. Keep it simple and stupid, you know, and it works fine. Any one more? Yeah.
What about the voltage? Do you worry about that? And do you go over 5 watts? Or?
Yes, low power is okay, no problem. You say about our health to be okay. What I say about this is very simple. Normally our QRP sections are very short. You hear some person stay there some 1 hour, and you hear somebody, listen somebody, call him on a 10 seconds call and make the contact a very quick contact. I am really concerned, you know, because you normally use something about 7 to 30 megahertz. I'm really concerned. I take my cell phone rings and I take 1 gigahertz, put on my brain, you know, just facing my brain with 1 kilohertz, 600 milliwatts. So this, I think, is much more dangerous, you know. Yes?
On the large loop, is the inner conductor of the coax connected or just the outer conductor?
Yes, this is the reason, yeah. They must be connected. I make this because I believe that you can reduce the radiation loop internal resistance. This is the reason that I am working now. I have ordered to a company in Brazil connectors that are monoblock connectors. They are totally metal made and have a gold layer over there to avoid oxidation. So I think I achieved the ideal connector to make loop antennas. That's a monoblock and it's gold plated, you know.
So the connector just connects one end to the other?
Yes, yes.
But what about the skin effect? I mean, it's to me
The skin effect. Okay, this is the thing that was concerned about the first time that I read about is the skin effect, that the current surface is the skin surface that the current was flowing, you know. But you know, my experience is it was only experimental. I have not sophisticated equipment to test it. But considering that I make the coaxial loop, I went to a part of Brazil. I have talked to a guy in China on my first test. I continue to make this. Considering that there is a guy in Texas that have 2,800 contacts, and considering that I'm looking for a portable loop that means roll it to keep it on the back. If there is any problem concerning the skin effect, I have it's much better for us to have on this time a rolling irradiation that have a good efficiency and have a good practice performance than the solid conductor. But many people make solid conductor connectors with screws, and you know, this thing will kill the antenna. You may kill the antenna. It's better use a coaxial than use this kind of irradiation. Anybody more? Okay, so I will thank you very much for the audience to support this talk here. I have enjoyed. Thank you very much.
You have one here in the horizontal, you have something like omnidirectional irradiation. Okay? And you have this here, we have a vertical radiation, have something like dipole.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
Your connectors here. Does this connects to the shield?
Yes, I connected the shield, and look at this.
And then does anything connected to the center conductor?
Look at this. They aren't short. They are shorted.
Oh, they're shorted together. Oh.
Yeah, they're short together, and the connector helps this short be the resistance even lower.
I see. Ingenious design.
Thank you very much, sir.